Yo, what's going on, family and friends? Okay, we are here in the kitchen. We about to get it cooking. And listen, it's been a long weekend. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Everybody, enjoyed this sun. Maybe been at the beach. But yo, we about to get it cooking. Something real deep today. Deep conversation. It's real deep. It's a lot going on in the world. What we going to talk about today? A lot. you know. So we're gonna jump right in it. Um, Today's topic is brokenness.
Woof.
Brokenness. It's real. When you look out in the world, there's a lot of brokenness going on. Relationships. Uh, what's up, chat? Uh, you know, it, it's just it's difficult. It's tough. But 18 when you talk about brokenness, what's the first thing? Like, elaborate on it. Elaborate just a little bit, and then I'm just going to, because I got a lot on my plate I want to talk about, because like I said, this weekend was real rough, but
Intense.
yeah, it was tense. But let's talk about that. Brokenness. You know,
Boy. I understand you because I had a rough weekend myself. It was relaxing, but I had a lot of things, happen. And when, you told me about the topic, I didn't know what I was going to say. But now here, I feel like just open, okay? Just being myself how I always am. And brokenness is very tough to deal with because if you are in a place where you're not broken, let's say, okay, because there are people that are confident in the Lord, they have the blessings, right? But another brokenness person comes into your life and creates some type of chaos, because brokenness creates chaos. There's some type of chaos within the self that needs healing. Brokenness is something that needs healing. That's how I see it. But when you are dealing with that, it's hard because we can get sucked into it, is what I'm trying to say. And when those that are broken, we are to be compassionate. But when compassion is there and you just don't listen, you don't hear it, you don't want to do, when we just say no more, no more, I don't want to, what do you do with that? When a person will just not do because they don't want to, they want to stay in the brokenness. There's a lot of people out there that cannot change, they cannot see themselves. What do you do? I've gone through this in my mind, seeing people that I love, I deal with, I have to work with, I have to be around, or this is life, the brokenness. And I am like to a point where it's just, isn't this something better? Shouldn't we have better? Because I just can't understand. I have no understanding of what it really is, like why we're doing this to one another. Like, I understand it as, okay, brokenness is something that we are dealing with pain. I get that. But when you are hearing what you should do and you just won't do it, like, the sound of goodness is in each and every person. Okay. I'm gonna say the sound because it's a sound in your ear when you can hear it inside of you, and we just don't listen. I have, my patience is like running low at times, and I want to be good. I want to be, loving towards people, and I want to give you what I feel like you deserve in life. I give it out, right? But when it's not reciprocated, I cut it, and then I have no, nothing. I don't, to turn the other cheek thing don't work with me.
I don't
So
work with me either, but
I get it.
I'm just not gonna let you just
You
beat
can't.
up on me.
No.
When I think about it, it's like, I look at a glass. I'm talking about like not just a mirror, a glass, and it's broken. There are many ways you can fix the mirror. You can glue it, and you mend it together, but it's still, see, the key to it is still broken. You know what I'm saying? So how do you get away from that crack in the glass? It's still broken. You understand me? And the key to that is, I feel like, telling people, the key to that is, you want to move away from brokenness. Guess what? You have to remove that crack. That means you have to get a new glass, new mirror. And how do you do that? You have to go and buy one. So now the hurt that's inside, you have, listen, you have to go get therapy. You have to get, you have to talk to the right people. How do you know who you talking to is the right person to talk to? And that's key to that, you know, you think about it, somebody that lies to you, you can't forgive them. And now that you can't forgive them, listen, that's still part of brokenness, because it's still something that somebody did to you that hurt you, but you got to be able to forgive them. And that's how you remove that hurt, that pain. You know what I'm saying? Look, just think about it. When somebody upsets you, right, and you get upset, now now what happens? It gives you this anxiety, it gives you this feeling on the inside that you holding on to, that when you're supposed to let it go, you're supposed to release it. You know what I'm saying? And families do that all the time.
all the time.
They keep things and hold it in, and then when it's revealed, it hurts a lot. So how can you look, that's the key to that? You know what I'm saying? You got to release that. You got to let that hurt inside, you got to let it go. Some people don't let it go. Like you said, they don't let it go. You got to let it go, because guess what? They the individual only did what they could do. If they're not here no more, they pass. Listen, they might have hurt you, and now you didn't get an opportunity to you know break bread with them and forgive them. Now you still have that on. That's still that hurt and that pain. You gotta let it go. How you let it go? That's what we ask. How do you let it go? You know,
Mhm.
I feel like letting it go is like, if that toxicity, you gotta remove yourself from around those type of people. That's go because you can have triggers, and those triggers can make that pain come right back. But and right or wrong,
I'm going to disagree with you. We do
you
this all the time
I mean,
because, wait a
you can
minute,
say
you
you
said
just
you have to
disagree.
remove yourself. That's what you said. You have to remove yourself. And I hear you on that. I do. There's to an extent, let's say, okay? But you can't really remove yourself because that's you. Think of it like this. Every brother that you come in contact with is you, because you are told to love your brother. And you
Right.
have to learn how to love them, even and that's the thing. We have to learn how to love those that are broken. And how do we help them heal themselves? We have to kind of learn how to heal one another in a way. If we see that in our brother, we're supposed to say that we see it in ourselves. That's how I see it. So that's how I'm looking at it. Like, and if people are real about this, if you see somebody that's broken and you want to be away from them, that is something that you have to go through to learn how to deal with. That's just it. You know me. Because that's how we grow. You have character in that. You build your character as a person when you go through the things that you go through. And I am a living testament of it. I don't tell my business, but I love the fact that I've gone through a lot of shit. Okay. Real in life. Like, it's been good. It's been very good for me. But that's the thing. We have to look at it that way. If we see it in a different way, because we're talking about ourselves, we're looking at ourselves. Your family, you're looking at you. My family, I'm looking at me. And everybody, we are like, we're to love each other. So how do we love? We have to learn how to do better, think better, because we are killing ourselves. I'm really, I'm to a point where sometimes I am so passionate, I don't want to talk no more. I'm like, why am I sitting up here saying these things? Because if I'm saying it and I'm being told to say it because I've been led into that direction, which is fine. But when you're not being heard, that's the hard thing. And I remember something about a prophet being in their home; they will not be able to heal their home in the Bible. And I remember that because it was a long time ago. I thought that was very true as a young little girl, because that is like something that you have to sit up here and figure out and learn. Go learn yourself first, and then let them see you, because they have to see you. You have to do things in life to overcome. We are to be like Christ, right? We are to live in a way. We are healers, and we were never taught that, though. Looking back at what we were taught and looking at the world today, we have the opportunity. And our opportunity, are we going to hear it? And I get to a point where it's just like, if I say this over and over and you don't want it, it's time for me to go. I get you when you say that. I do understand you about it's time to go, but we have to make it be known. you know, like it's time to go, right? You know, you've been seeing it in different ways. If you don't change, progress does not happen. Then you have to say you have to grow on your own. You are the birds that need to fly alone now because you need to learn your lesson. That's how I see life for people. You know, this is how I treat people. My family knows this. Everybody knows this about me. Okay. So, and it's because we are too dependent on having to depend on somebody else. We don't know how to take care of our own self. We don't know how to be in the world and talk to people. Like I can say that for myself. Like I have not been in certain situations because of that. And there's a brokenness inside of me that I can recognize. You know what I'm
Woo!
saying? Everybody does.
Woo! There you
Yes.
go. Now you
There.
see. There you go.
It's
At least you
always
let go.
there.
There
That's
you go. You
always there.
acknowledge it.
We
That's it.
we have to.
That's it.
We have to grow.
There you go.
We have
That's
brokenness.
it.
That is what builds us.
That's it.
Brokenness. So
That's it.
it is a healing though there, and I believe in it. So that's why I think that's the
Nah.
faith coming in. You know, when I talk like this, I'm got faith. You know what I'm saying? I put that faith out there because I hear it in my ears, and I was told to speak it to the mountaintops, on the mountaintops, speak it to the world. So the way I feel is so passionate. It's like my mouth is not really moving. I'm not doing it. You get what I'm saying? There's something that I love to talk about, but I know that that is a work in progress for each and every one, including me. I'm not gonna sit up here and make y'all think that I'm the best, but I don't sit up here and put my business out there. I don't sit up here and do too much. That's just me. I'm a very solitary person. I like my place of where I can be at peace and think. I don't have young children, so I'm blessed with that. I'm sorry. I am not that type who's gonna sit up here and act like, oh, I need the kids all around. Honey, I love it because I can read, I can do things. But I do know what I went through. I'm grateful. You know, I'm grateful. And I do know I still have a work in progress, but I look at it as I'm not going to hold on to the stressing me out and keeping myself more broken. I'm not going to sit up here and do that. I can't because all I have to do is if I stay in the negative of brokenness all the time and thinking it, how am I going to grow? So I have to expand my knowledge of what I need to learn to see myself. And you know, we don't do that enough where we are really truly going out seeking the knowledge because we are to seek knowledge. Yet we think that we're doing something by reading a Bible. You know, I'm not for that. You got to go deeper. You know, everybody has to go deeper. And we are in a technological age where we can get it right here on our fingertips. You know, there's something we can get and we don't want to pursue it. So that is what brokenness does. And when I'm sitting up here doing this all the time, I feel like if I talk this to everybody and say this, hopefully it could do something because I really want to see change. I see the world today and I'm like, I'm not impressed. Let me see some aliens, y'all. Let me see. Let's see how we gonna be.
So T. So what would be all right? So since you saying that you have overcome some of your brokenness, like give us some ideas of how you conquered that. You know what I'm saying, of your brokenness, because I know there's things that you've been through that hurt your heart eternally. I mean, I say eternal. I'm sorry,
Internally. Internally.
internal, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, express that. I mean, you don't have to say what it was,
I
but
know.
give us
I
an
was
idea,
going to.
huh?
Yeah. I get you. I get
You
you.
know what I'm saying? Give us an idea because I'm definitely going to get to mine. You know what I'm saying? But I want to hear yours too because, I truly know that this can be very touchy, very sensitive
It's not.
because not just for you, just not for you, not for you, just for some people it can be real touchy
Oh,
because
yeah.
there are some things that that hurt them bad, and being that they've been hurt, they don't know how to heal. They don't know how to forgive. They don't know how to move on to the next chapter in their life. They still holding on to it. And it's like it's a pull of negative that's just pulling them, that's weighing them down. And weighing them down is, and you might have some people who looking older because they holding that in.
Mm,
It basically, to for me, it's like bondage. It's bond. You got to let that go. You got to
yeah.
free your mind.
Yeah.
Free your heart. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And when you free your heart and you begin to free your mind, what is the what? Listen, if you don't you think about this, your heart is connected to your brain. It sends a signal to your brain. You got me. So
Hmm.
when your heart is all messed up, that now your mind is wondering, it's moving, it
Hmm.
has these thoughts,
Yep.
and those thoughts make you do things that you regret, make you say things you regret because of your heart. Your heart is the biggest thing. It's the
Yeah.
most important part of our body. You got to take care of that. And so emotionally, you got to take care of it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let just break it down for us.
Well, for me, I think that it's very, very important to, just like you were saying, you got to let it out. And I would have at least somebody in my life that got my truth. You know what I mean? And I spoke my heart. I always did that. And if you, as a person, that I always suggest, if you, as a person, can be able to talk to at least one person, just one person you trust, or if it's nobody, if you go into a quiet space and let it come out by yourself and let God, universe, whatever you want to call spirit, hear, it is it's like it's refreshing. It feels like that you need to do it because it needs to come out. So that's number one. That's one thing I had to do. But because I am a private person, I kept a lot of things internal. And my internal time was true prayer. I did do fasting at the time too. There was times where I had to do fasting, where fasting is something that you are able to deprive yourself in a way and say, I'm only going to allow myself to drink liquid. And just because we could do this and we forgot about it, like I used to do this when I was a lot younger because it was for health reasons. And so I've kind of gotten to a fasting mindset where I'd only eat once a day. Things like that, that is getting closer to the spirit when you are truly going into prayer and fasting. That is something that the body needs. So if you are able to get yourself there, even if it takes a little bit to either communicate something somehow out to let your heart out, and then be able to, you know, get into a space that you're talking to universe for what you want. I mean, honestly, that's what I've done. I've gone through hurt where it was I tried and tried and tried. I am a giver, and giving makes you foolish. And I've done so many things for other people in my life that hurt me. And I have trust issues because of that. That is my brokenness, trusting someone and letting them in. So I'm daily having to deal with my trust issues. You know what I mean? Like, this is something, brokenness is never really going to, but then again, there is that. I always remember that refreshing time when I feel brand new, like the brokenness is all gone. But then there's that crack that comes sometimes, that ping. I don't. It's like a reminder. Don't you remember me? So yeah. So it's a good thing. I love life. I love being able to do this with you. This is so much fun. This is when I get to put a little bit of makeup and earrings on. Because this is not me. Not every day, y'all. But I love being able to communicate, and this is something that we need to do more of. I love how YouTube, I'm a YouTube person, so I always believe teach yourself. Like, I'm not on YouTube, y'all. I'm a person that researches on YouTube. I pay that yearly amount so that I can use it as much as possible without the ads. That is my life because I am all about empowering my mind, empowering my body. Like, just I feel so good about life that I want to be able to help. And helping is something we need to do, but we need to see brokenness and be honest with ourselves. That's why I keep saying love yourself. Love yourself enough to want to get to the bottom of why we do what we do. Because we have something. And if you have something and you're okay with it and you're working towards, making it better, cool. Don't let no shame, don't let no guilt stop you. Because that number one, I call it number one, shame and guilt, that is something can grab you down and keep you from going forward. And I that was one thing I have had to be very strong in the Lord with, that because shame and guilt is something that I have a history of. I can say that for myself, and I know it, and I'm happy with it because I have overcome all that, sweetie. please trust and believe. You talk it and you say whatever you say, and I'm like, okay, cool. Because what you're doing to stay to me is basically going to be judged on you. You say things out of your mouth and judge people, and you don't even know you're hurting yourself. That is why we need to understand what is really being said. There are things that we are being told, like in the Bible, you know how I am, that there's more meaning to it. The meaning is being lost. So, anyway, you know how I am. But look, I always say brokenness is something we do daily, but the things is we need to know how to heal ourselves. And I don't know where it came from about healing ourselves, but there was something about I've been hearing lately, heal thyself. It's like one of the pyramids or some place, one of those places out there that have it on and it was a old temple type. I don't know. I'm saying everything wrong, but that is
Mm-hmm.
something that was in ancient times, heal thyself. And I'm like, that is so true. Because how can you be the physician to heal anybody if you can't even, take care of yourself? And honestly, that is the toughest thing I have ever had to do because I struggle with so many issues. If I went to the doctor, they would tell me, I've heard this. What she say? I'm a walking heart attack. I was like, I'm gonna just snatch her ass up. But that's what you hear. That's what you hear in life. How you're gonna be dying. You're dying deadly, and you don't even know how to take care of it. That's a problem. That's a problem for me. But there's brokenness in all of us, and we just have to be honest about it. I'm sorry, I went on a tangent. So,
No, you good. Just think. I was sitting here listening to you, right? And when you think about brokenness, right? Let's look at let's we just analyze it, and it's a lot going on in the world. You think about relationships with parents with their your older adults. That relationship it starts for you as an adult. If you got poor relationships, trust issues with your parents, and you're gonna have that in your personal relationship, and that's where it starts at. You got to realize if you don't have a good relationship with your parents, for whatever reason, and some people don't like this. You know how the word says, "Honor thy father and thy mother." Right? Listen, no matter what they do, no matter how they are, you should always respect them. And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you why you should always respect them. Because guess what? You can respect them, but sometimes you don't have to deal with them, right? And respecting them, it overspills into everything else in your life. Because if you're able to deal with them on that level, you'll be able to deal with other people on the level they're at. If they, like I said, alcoholic, drug addict, anything like that, you still be able to deal with them on a respect level. And so now when you're dealing with people outside of that, you'll be able to handle them in that space. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to do that. And that's key. Your relationship with your siblings, relationship with your coworkers, you'll be able to do that. And that's something you have to overcome, but you have to acknowledge it first. And I think that's part of healing is acknowledging that you have an issue and you're willing to work on that issue or that problem.
yeah,
And that's key. Some people don't recognize that. And if you don't recognize it, then you don't even begin to start the healing process. That's the beginning of the healing process.
right.
Acknowledging it and accepting it, saying, you know what, I have a problem. I want to fix it. And you gotta say it. You gotta speak it in existence, and that's what you gotta do. You gotta constantly be consistent with it. Say, you know what, man, I shouldn't do this. This is not right, and work at it. And then once you acknowledge it and once you see it, then you begin to work at it. Then you begin to the healing process. Because listen, just think about a sore. Not I want to say a sore. You get an operation, right? It's a process, and it's certain things that you got to do. And that when you hurting or you broken on the inside, there's certain things you got to do. You know what you have to do. But guess what? You have an operation, the doctor tells you what you need to do to keep it from getting infected, keep it so it can heal properly. So you have the ability to find out the things that you need to know how to heal that pain. That's why therapy is important. Like you said, if it's somebody you can trust, somebody you can confide in, and that's cool too. Because guess what? They're going to tell you the things that you need to hear, not the
Yep.
things that you want to hear, the things that you need to hear. That's going to help you heal from the hurt and the pain. And I know I look at that. I look at me. How I overcame it is like just going through it, coming out stronger. And just building up this tough skin. What I mean by tough skin is that I just didn't let things bother me. I was like, you know what? And I had a great supporting cast. I had a good mother, good father, grandparents, and you know what? One thing that my grandmother used to say to me, she used to say, "Grandson, how are you going to be upset about things that you have no control over? You can't fix something that you have no control over. You got to fix yourself. You got to worry about yourself first. You can't worry about what somebody else doing because guess what? That you can't change it. They're gonna do whatever they're gonna do. They're gonna say what they want to say. You can't change it. So don't get upset.
Yep.
They're gonna say what they're gonna say. Move on. Keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Pressing.
Yep.
And that's key. You can't worry about what other people saying and doing. You got to worry about you. You got to focus on you. And if you focus on you, like you said earlier, love yourself first. How can you love somebody else? You can't love yourself. You got to love yourself, internal and external. You got to treat yourself right. If you can treat yourself right, then you can treat somebody else right. You can love on somebody else. You can't love somebody if you don't love yourself.
Okay,
And love
but let's say
yourself.
this.
Love.
There's a lot of people I'm meeting out in the world that love themselves so much that they might need to tone it down sometimes.
I mean, you.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
yeah, I got you. But that's another type of love. What's that love?
Yeah.
What kind of love is that?
That's
That's
that
the kid.
arrogant type
There you
love
go,
that I
arrogant.
call.
So that see, can an arrogant person be patient?
Probably. I think I
I
mean, it's
think not.
always possible.
It's
I think it's always possible. I don't want to say no to anything because I am not God. That's one thing I know.
not. But
But
when you
but it can be possible
when
because
you think about arrogant, what's arrogant?
about the self. But there is it's more like I would call it more like over confident, like over the top. You know what I'm saying? Like confident is either some little bit, it's all measures to it, but there's always those that are over the top with the confidence, right? And they still have that love in them. I mean that's what I see. But what I'm saying is, so they have to be those ones. I'm thinking of them and having to do a little bit more for others, just because they are so confident in themselves, like you might need to go and express that love out somewhere else to other people. You know what I'm saying? That because you're loving yourself, right? You're loving yourself so much, it's just like it's beaming out, and then you just be like, let me go give it to somebody. It's like,
I
let me go do
I
for
don't
somebody else.
I don't know if
That's
you
how I
if you
see
love
them.
yourself too much. I don't think you're gonna be a big giver. You ain't been that. You
And
love yourself too much.
that's the
You
thing,
selfish.
it's a balance. So that's why I'm saying
Selfish.
it should be a
Oh
balance,
yeah, it
right?
should be about. But a person that's all about themselves is selfish,
You know what you're saying.
right? Huh?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Watch this. A person that lies to you, can you trust them?
You always watch them, but no, I wouldn't trust them.
But
I know
there are
me.
some people. Look, there are some people allow a person to lie to them, and they continue to trust them. Now,
Yeah, that
and that,
those people, yeah, they're different.
and guess
That's
what?
their brokenness.
Not only that, just they brokenness, but look, you said it's a brokenness, but not only is that brokenness, but look, what are they learning? They're not learning anything. They allowing somebody to just come lie to them. Because if you lie, you'll cheat, and if you cheat, you'll steal.
I
And
agree.
see when you say those words, right? If you lie to a person, you'll cheat, you'll steal, right?
Yep.
Who see the first thing somebody might think about, they say, oh, he'll steal. No, steal what? I'm not talking about stealing something materialistic. We're talking about stealing your time. You should be doing something else. They pull you in and say, you know what, T, let's go do this. Guess what? And it's nothing prosperous to you. It's nothing that's going to gain you to the place that you need to be. It's they taking. So they stealing your time. They stealing something else. They stealing your love that you should be giving to somebody else. They taking it from you, and then you see yourself getting upset and be like, oh my girl. They talk about somebody else. Come on, see that's what That's how you got to look at it from a different perspective. Everybody think when I say steal, I'm talking about steal something material. No,
Material.
listen. You into giving, you into showing love, and guess what? They pull you from some. You was doing all that. Now they pull you from that. Now you're doing something else that's not going to be prosperous. That's not positive. That's negative. And look, they cheating you. They cheating you out because guess what? They should be encouraging you. They see that you're doing something encouraging. They should be encouraging you. They're not encouraging you. They say, you know what? Don't do that. You ain't got to do that. That person do this to you all the time. Why should you do that? And
Yeah.
now look, you start looking at it that way, and you be like, you
Yeah.
right, girl. Look, you right. And now you're not doing it. But in your heart, you still want to show love, like to the people that's not doing the right thing. But now here they are talking about, oh, got you gossiping, got you talk about somebody else. No, See, yeah, they lied to you.
You
They'll
try to
steal
like
from you.
it's the girls that do this. That's the way you sound.
Huh?
Like it's all girls that do that. Do men
Nah,
do
I'm
that?
talking about dudes too. I'm talking to
Okay.
you, so I'm saying I'm referring
I
to
know,
the
I know,
dudes.
I know. But I'm just
You
like, I'm
dudes do the
wondering, do
same
men do
thing.
this?
They
Okay.
come and they try to pull you away from you. Try to do something good. They try to pull you away and say, "Yo, my man, let's go here. Let's do this." Guess what? Well, I'm over here, man. You ain't got to do that today. You can do that tomorrow. No, guess what?
Okay.
Come join me. They like, nah, I'm good because you know what? It's not something they want. It's not something they can take. It's not that's something you can give them. You know what I'm saying? They not in that place right now. Man, so many people can look at it so many different ways, but just think about it from that aspect, from that positive outlook. You know what I'm saying? And that's key. And the wheel rolls constantly, roll and roll and roll and roll. And that's where a lot of relationships are broken. You think about look all these relationships that's broken because they don't have a good relationship with their mother, their father, their siblings. So now guess what? They trying to find a man or a woman, and guess what? Now they haven't even begun to heal because they don't know how to do finance. Nobody taught them. So now they go into a relationship, poor finance. And now they have poor finance, then they arguing, they fighting, they get married, now they divorce. Money
I
was
don't
the
know.
issue for them, and that's broken. They, Nobody taught them. They didn't, and guess what? I know they was, you know, someone talked about it, try to show them. They like, I'm good. I'll pass on that, and that's what people do today. You try to give them something insight, but it's not what they want at their time. They say, you know what? I'm good with that. I was on a podcast over the Friday, right? I was on somebody's podcast Friday. My brother's actually, and we was on marriage and relationships, the, the two, right? And some people don't want to get married. Ultimately, that's the. But look, ultimately, in a relationship, that's the ultimate goal to be married.
No, it's not.
Eh,
That I don't agree at all.
Huh?
At all. No, not a lot of people think like that.
No. Okay. Okay. Look. Hold up, T. You're right. Everybody, that's the point. Everybody don't see that. But guess what? Everything in life, there is the ultimate top of the goal. That it's victory there. So I don't care what you do in life. If you had a job, right? And you listen, and there is a CEO of the job. That's the ultimate goal. If do you want to become a CEO of your own business? You may not want to, but guess what? It's still the ultimate goal to have your own to say, this is my business. I own this establishment. If you decide to be, or so in other words, you shake your head. So in other
No.
words, you just want to be a worker. You don't want to have your own business.
I'm telling you that there are plenty out there in the world, plenty people that don't want to have their own business. Their mentality, their mindset, their patience, their wanting to do in the world is not for that.
No,
And I,
see,
they're
yes,
out
I'm
there.
look, I'm agreeing with that. I'm not,
Okay.
yeah, I'm not agreeing with that. But listen, they're still, even if they don't want that, I'm just saying the ultimate goal is to reach to the top. And what's
No,
the top?
it's subjective. I just don't
Huh?
think that that's not something that we could say for everybody. It's not the ultimate goal. The
Is
ultimate
everybody
goal,
right?
no, the ultimate goal because that's what you think it is. That's my point. Like No, everybody does not want that ultimate goal, and that is not the ultimate goal. Success in material things is not the ultimate goal. That's what you're basically
I didn't
saying.
say I didn't say
Well,
material.
CEO
I
is what
said
you gave.
okay. So okay. So
So
another hold up. So let's get this straight. Let's get this thing. So in other words, right? You're saying you started a job, you just want to be a worker. That's it. You stop there. So in other words, your income is not going. So you just said, you know what? I just want to work for this company, and that's it.
okay, I'm gonna say from me.
No,
I'm
no
gonna
raises, no nothing.
no. I mean that comes. That
I
happens
know it
when
don't
you're working.
come.
Come on, like wait. We're talking about. Let's stay on the topic. You said to become a CEO is the top, right? You kept saying that. Let's focus on that. We're not talking about raises and stuff because that goes up to the CEO. But if there's people out there that just want to work their job, go to work, and maybe have a hobby on their own that they love to do and enjoy life and enjoy their family and be content with that, those people are okay. They have where the top of the line, the top of the mountain, whatever you want to call it, life to them. And that is me. That is me. I am not out there trying to get one of those jobs that really are aggressive when you need to know your stuff. I'm not that type. There are people that know me about, like, I've had very good conversation with one particular person who is dear to my heart, that I've been able to express my truth. And I'm like, wow, that is so interesting that I have no desire for that. But I do want to be able to now sell everything I have and be able to travel. So I don't want to be the CEO. So those type of people, that is like knowing what you want to do
You
in life.
so Lady T, you rich? You rich?
No, let me say I'm
Hold on. I want wait a minute. I just want I just said you don't gotta respond. I'm saying you rich.
no, I'm not rich. I'm not
Oh,
rich.
so when you
I'm not rich.
travel all over the world, right? Hold on. When you
When I retire is what I'm saying. Like
oh,
that's
so
my
when you
thing.
so
Yeah,
when you
because
retire,
I'm working towards the retirement so that I can sell all I have and be able to, explore the world. That's what I've never told anybody that. I don't think I have, but that is the plan. I hate telling people my life.
no,
So
what the, listen. So you look, watch this. CT, you speaking. Look, you like you always say, you speaking your truth. Look, so when I'm speaking like this, I'm speaking from perspective of a married man, right? You're
right.
speaking from a perspective of a woman that now you have
Single.
been married before. Watch this. You have been married before. You don't desire to get married anymore,
Oh,
right?
no
Exactly.
desire.
So look. So what we both you I'm married. You're not married anymore. So guess what? When you talk about relationships to people, right? They listen. They look forward to marriage. But guess what? Some people not ready for marriage. Some people aren't. They're not capable of being married, but they just want to be in a relationship. That's cool. That's their thing. That's we can't. I'm not. We're not knocking that. We're not knocking whatever you feel. But I'm saying. I'm just saying that ultimately that's the big thing because you found some. You found a companion that you could share the rest of your life with. That is the ultimate goal. If you don't find
Well,
it, huh?
I mean,
That's
I get that, but the companion can be mother daughter. It can
that.
be sister brother. It's you're right. You're right though. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
there you
very
go.
right because
That whatever fits that person or
exactly.
on that level. Yeah, but when you
Yeah.
look at when and so we're speaking to an audience, right? We're speaking to an audience, and when ultimately we talk about relationships, we just talk about marriage, and we talk about like in a relationship, that's the ultimate goal to be married. If you're not being married, okay, that's your choice. We respect that. I know I respect it. I'm saying myself, ultimately,
Mhm.
that's the
That
number one
because
goal.
that's your perspective. We
I
know your
mean, put like
that's
this.
not truth. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. That
Why
cannot
it's
be the
not?
truth
No, it's not. It's
because
never the truth. My
because
truth, my truth is my truth. Somebody
but
else's truth
but
is
look,
that. Yeah,
no. Think of it like this. You just gave one narrow way to get to the ultimate goal. You just gave one, and you say that that's the truth. That's not the truth. You
who said
can't
the
sit up
truth?
here.
I didn't say nothing about truth.
We did. I just sat up here
I
and said
said
that's
the
not the truth.
ultimate goal. I did not say no truth.
No. But I said I don't agree with you. That is your perspective, and I respect it. But that's not something I'm going to say I agree with. I know you feel me. You don't like me going back and forth with you. I know. But that's not the truth. It's not, there's not one, there's several. You get to it like this. All the branches come together. All the different ways flow together into one way, which is the one truth. But it's many ways to get there. Think of the tree of life,
And what is it on? The root.
of course, which is the truth. And I just said there are many ways to get there.
But it start. So, well, I'm not even
We're
gonna get
not
there.
gonna do this. We're
Yeah,
not gonna
because
do
listen,
this.
we talk about we talk about brokenness. We ain't
We
talk
are,
about
we
no.
are, we are.
You okay? Yeah, people need to listen. But T, to be back on to get back on a topic though, just right there, T. Check this out. Look, we was talking about that, right? So, what do you say to people, right? They want to get married, but they have issues. So what do you say to them? They have issues. How can they get married if they haven't fixed those issues?
No, you said therapy. I mean, I think that, or going to
Yeah,
somebody counseling. That's always good.
you
Very,
got it.
very good. You
And
have
even
to.
and look, even in marriages, sometimes people start to, you know, excuse me, fall apart. Guess what? You could be married and be still begin to be broken.
Yeah.
Emotional, physical, mental. So now you if you acknowledge that, you got to start fixing that. You try to start mending that
Mhm.
and start doing the necessary things to heal that because we talk about outside of marriage. You could be married and be broken too.
Yep.
You could be with a person for some time for some years, and guess what? That the man could be abusive verbally. Same thing. The woman could be the same way. Don't think it. Woman can't be
Oh
a
yeah. Mhm.
huh?
Oh
She could be
yeah.
abusive.
Oh yeah. She
So
can. She can whoop your
you owe
tail, boy. Yes,
huh?
indeed.
So hey, look, that's brokenness. Look,
Yes,
she got some brokenness that she ain't fixed.
that's
So,
right.
so you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you
But
gotta
getting an
look at
outside perspective, somebody that you are able to, you have a good rapport, you got a good feeling about a person that can be a counselor, therapy, whatever, it's always good. People don't do that, but hopefully they're doing it more often. But back in the day, it wasn't like that. I feel like everything is new to me. So I feel like I'm always stepping in this new world because it's so different from what I grew up with. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
you got adapt. You gotta adapt.
yeah, you
You
gotta
know,
adapt, but
you know what
it's
I'm saying?
good
That's it.
for
Not
it's good
right,
counseling is very good.
right.
It wasn't accepted in the black family. This is my opinion. I did not think that the black family was doing a lot of therapy when I was growing up. Men did not want to talk about it to a person. But you know what? There was a whole lot of, issues back then. It was still a lot more race issues, I think.
And that's key
It
what
was
you just
still,
said.
yeah.
Hey, look, you said therapy, right? Watch
Mhm.
this, T. No, seriously. All jokes aside, look, when you think about therapy, right? Listen, you still have to find the right therapist
Yes,
that
that's
suits
work.
you. They got to
Yes.
work. They got you. I always say a therapist. They work for you. So you got to
Hmm.
figure out. You got to make sure that person is the right person for you to advise you to
Yep.
talk to you. You got to have a connection with that person. And
Hmm.
once you have a connection with that person, then they could be able to be uh, beneficial. It could be beneficial. You know what I'm saying? Therapy can be beneficial, and that's key because you need. And that's why I've been to therapy before, outside of marriage, with my wife. Nothing's going wrong. It helps. It helps because you have another person that can talk to you that's mutual. I mean neutral, and is going to be honest with you because they see that you're trying. Like I said, the first thing of healing is acknowledging that you have an issue, you have a problem, and that's when you go to therapy. That's what therapy does. They already know that you acknowledge that you have some issues that you want to work it out, and they know that you're willing to work it out because you have already committed that step to healing, to making things work. Because uh, well, man, that's key. I mean, look, before I got, I started to go to therapy. I went through some stuff in life, you know, uh, and going through them made me tougher, made me stronger, and I just didn't want to live like that no more. I didn't want to live in sadness. I didn't want to live in pain. I didn't want, nah, I was like, yo, look, that's it. That's why I got tough skin. And some people laugh. I'm like, no, I got tough skin because you know, growing up, they talk about the word nigga and you black this. And I'll be like, man, listen, I could care less what you say about me. As long as you don't touch me. I say whatever. I'm ugly. I look like black scab. What? Okay. Okay. So, but now, mind you, some people not built like that. They they react by because of
Yes.
their emotions. So
Yes.
you have to grow into that. That's something
Yes.
that you got to grow into. I grew into that. I like it. I was like, and like I said, I had a great. They said it takes a village to raise a family, raise a child. I had a great village. My mother, my father, grandparents, family. You know, I seen a lot, heard a lot, but I was one of the few that I listened and I learned from it, learned from my mistakes, and I decided not to go down that same dark path, that same dark alleyway. I was like, nah, I'm
See,
good.
you and me are the total opposite because I was the rebel. Oh yeah, I was the rebel. I did not listen, so I went down the dark path.
I didn't listen
Yeah,
either, but I was just
but
like, yo,
no, you didn't because you really you lost your virginity at a good age. I didn't, so it's kind of like we are total different.
you're a woman.
When is it a woman thing?
Yeah,
Is it?
I'm talking about the Virginia. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, I can hear you on
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Because a
Just
lot
that
of
alone.
women, but there are some out there that have saved it, and a lot of them in this day and age, I think that there's probably more that are saving it. I think my
No,
fingers crossed.
you,
My fingers
I,
are crossed.
nah, get that out of here. All right,
I'm,
nah,
I'm trying to
that's
say,
false. Hey, from I'm talking about from all races. Listen, it's hard to find a woman that don't have no kids. I'm talking about
really,
from, huh?
really,
Yeah,
wow.
it's hard to find well, put like this, a good woman that don't have no kids. You gonna find a
Yeah,
woman
but
that's
what the
good.
women that don't have kids are not good women.
Nah,
Like they
nah,
can be garbage.
nah. I ain't saying they garbage. They could be fast. Having
Oh,
sex. They doing all that type. They not saying with impurity. They not.
oh, I got you. I
Yeah,
got
you
you.
see, they ain't doing that, and they just don't have no kids. But it's hard. You
Yeah.
don't want no woman that been messing around with 15, 50 men
Yep.
because you
You
don't have no
don't.
kids. You don't want that.
You don't want it.
So, but
But
yeah,
yeah, but me and you are total opposite. Like I hear you, and I'm like, oh, he's my other good self that I get to look at and listen to because
man,
I know me. Like there
you
is
know you
no,
what
I
you
know
ain't.
me. I know me. I know my history. I look at it like I loved it. I'm sorry, y'all. And look, I apologize to everybody along the way. Like along the way, I did my apologies. Like I'm sorry, I messed up. I'm over it too. All right, let's keep it moving. That's
There
my
you go.
attitude.
All right, but what's wrong with that? Look. We talk about brokenness, right? Some people hold it in. Look what you did.
Yes.
You and me, we do the same thing. We say,
Yeah.
yo, hey, listen, I went through it. All right, my
Yeah.
bad.
My
Look, if
bad.
you
My
don't
bad.
forgive me, I ask you for forgiveness. You said,
Yeah.
now watch this. If I say, please forgive me, I messed up, I was wrong, and you don't forgive me, guess what? Okay, see you later. Move on. Move on
That's
to the
their
next.
brokenness to not
That's
forgive. That would be
that's
their
it.
brokenness.
Of
Yeah.
course. And guess what? They gotta learn that that's a burden.
Oh yeah,
It's
it
a
is.
burden.
It
I ain't
is.
living with that burden.
Me
Hey,
neither. It
listen,
weighs you down. It takes your energy. It
that's
just
it.
makes the fun go away. Everybody want to have fun in life, but we want to be happy, but don't know how to be happy, or we don't know how to get ourselves out of misery. And it's like,
Like,
let it go. Let that go. That's
listen,
how I see it.
I'm look, I be on this podcast and everything. And listen, I'm getting ready. Me and the wifey, we getting ready to, travel over to the Midwest and the West Coast, right? I can't wait because I want them to be ready for my personality, ready for my my love. Because I heard good things about Texas. I said, oh, I
Mhm.
can't wait to get over. They say, oh, they like talking and conversating. I said, oh shoot, I can't wait. I'm like, hey, how you doing? White, black, hey, man, everything. I don't care. I'm saying, how y'all doing this day? Oh, good morning. It's wonderful out here. It's hot though. I ain't from here, but it's hot. Out here, it's baking over there in Texas. I can't wait. And I'm definitely gonna do my homework, hit some churches up. Listen. I got my whole itinerary right now. I'm
I
like,
bet.
yeah. I said, yeah. I'm serious. I'm like,
You
shucks.
wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning or earlier.
Oh, I'm an early bird. So anyway,
Yeah,
look,
that's true. I
this
forgot.
guy, this guy, Chef Dennis, man, he got up early in the morning. He just start talking and breakfast time. Yeah, I'm used to that.
Are you
I'm
loud when you be talking? Are you one of those loud people?
at work.
You are
At
at
work.
work. Yeah, because that's
Oh
you being yourself.
man, they this listen. Oh, look, watch this. Hold on. We talk about brokenness, right? Let me show you something. Look, I'll be at work and five. It be so. I start at 5. So 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm blasting my gospel music. So I got one guy. He be coming in, slamming stuff, getting mad, and he be saying, "Oh, why you always blasting that?" I said, "Listen, it starts the day. It gets the environment right." He said, "I don't want to listen to all that." I said, "Listen, man, listen. It's my kitchen in the morning time. I set the tone. You know, I said, look, listen, you come in here, good morning, how you doing? I'm a hugger. I hug everybody. Now check us out. When I ain't doing none of that, they said, D, you okay? He want to hug me, but get mad because I'm playing my gospel. I said, hold up. Look, why you want to hug me now? You asking me am I okay? But when I play my gospel music, you get mad. No, get out of here. Like, I do that to you? No, I don't. I don't get upset with you. I don't get mad. Now he say all these foul stuff to me. I don't get mad. He said that's why. Look, and I'm telling you the truth. This is what he say to me. He said that's why I love you, D, because I don't get upset when he say some foul stuff to me. He be like, you don't get mad. You don't say nothing. You don't do nothing. I say, for what? What I'm gonna get upset for? That's what you want to say? Okay, cool. Like I said, as long as you touch me, huh? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. No, no, you muted.
Hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you tell him about this?
Yeah, we talked. He worked early in the morning. He might like, yeah, he worked with me, so he come in at 6 o'clock. But I said, man, what you want me to do? You want me to get mad? You want me to get upset? No. What? I ain't gonna get upset for it. Getting upset ain't nothing. But when I play my music, it's like setting the tone, get all that dust out of it. I don't want it's gonna be
Does he
love.
know about your podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
I think he's Indian, I think. He's
Oh, okay.
Indian. So he said he go to church. He said, you people go to church and you do this. I said, hold up, bro.
You
You
do
don't
what?
see, huh?
What does he say?
Like hypocrites. I said, you don't see.
Oh,
Yeah, I said, hold up. If that what look, if that's the case, right? You go to church and you know I'm playing gospel music. Why should it get you upset?
because he
I
don't like
said,
Christians. He said they hypocrites.
no. Listen, you hear what I just said? I said he go to church.
Oh, he does go to church. Oh, but
Yes,
why he say
I,
hypocrite? Does he?
exactly. I said, listen, man, you gotta work on inside and work on inside your heart. I said because if you know that I'm playing gospel music and you know it's for God, you gotta work on yourself. It may not be the music that you listen to, but you already know that's what it is. It's not rap. It's not hip hop. It's not R&B. You know, it's. And I said, if you don't understand that, I can tell you. I can show you. So I sing sometimes too. They be like, oh my, but you know what it is? They have grown on me. They have seen me. Like I said, I've been there for 17 years, and now they're like, yo, that's what he do every Sunday. He said it's not Sunday. I said, okay, I do it every day. And watch this. And we talk about brokenness. Look, I I respect everybody that's in there because you know what I do. I start at 5. The Spanish crew they come in at 7. Yo, I cut my radio off, let them play theirs. Look,
Oh, that's
and
good.
look, huh?
That's good.
Yeah, and look, and look, we keep a balance.
Yeah,
We keep peace. You
that's
know,
good.
there's no arguments. Oh, why you gotta have your? See you later. See, I didn't cut mine off. Boop, cut it off. They got it 7 o'clock. Now they got look. Watch they got. They have it from 7 o'clock to maybe 1 o'clock, playing their music. I'm done. Five 5 to 7. I'm done. I'm not doing it no more. I'm done.
Yeah.
And that's key. This is I'm talking like this. I'm rambling, but it's showing that how I used to be like what you say, get in their face,
Combative.
yeah. But now, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay,
So I want you to tell us how your weekend was.
my weekend
Yeah.
was hanging out with my brothers and went down to visit my aunt and
Was
came
good.
back home. But it was a good time, with my brothers. It's a real good time. Yeah, it was eating, laughing, because their sense of humor is the same as mine. So our stomachs was hurting. So we got the same sense of humor. So my stomach was bubbling like, oh, hurting. And you know what? I just want to say this though. The key to healing too also is laughter. Not only laughter, crying. Sometimes people don't realize that that's another thing. That's another way of um, releasing that hurt, crying,
Yeah.
because
I agree.
you've been hurt. You get into a place and you just start thinking, and not crying to the point where you're thinking about hurting yourself. Not that. Crying because you know what, I want to be healed. I want that pain taken away. And that also that comes with having a relationship. Everybody got a relationship with God, their own pace, their own way, but that too, because you sit into that place, and spiritually your spirit begins to talk to you, and now you want to let that go, and that's how you're going to heal too. you know Crying and talking about it, crying, and just you know laughing. You forget about it, and laughter helps you forget about the pain.
It
you
does.
know it hasn't left yet, but it's still there. But laughter helps you,
Let it
put
go
like
a
this.
little bit. Let
It
it loosen it
suppresses it.
up.
It suppresses it.
Yeah, it loosens it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so with that, you say, oh, what, and it helps you get over it. It helps you overcome that pain. It helps you overcome that hurt.
Yeah.
And that's big. That's how you got to do it. And that's what we saying. These are the things of how you overcome your hurt, overcome your pain. You know, like I said, this journey I'm on is exciting. It's fun, and it's a honor and it's a pleasure to you know, be able to go somewhere and you seen a person, they see you and they remember you and they be like, oh, hey, what's up? Because we went to this place that me and my brothers went to, and the lady, she remembered us. She was like, oh, hey, guys. She was like, embraced us. It was like, no, serious. It was like so refreshing. It was so nice because, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Like, I tell it like it is. So it was like, well, my brother lived at, he lived like a bunch of white people. And, it's a place with a lot of whites there, and so we coming in as like three black guys, we dressed regular, and they saw us. A lot of eyes was like this, what they doing in here, and like I said, it was so much laughter in there. We laughing, we all laughing, and they embraced us, and they remembered us. They remembered us, and they was like, "Oh, hey guys," and they showed us mad love, and that shows the type of individuals we are. They on their journey, I'm on mine, and like I said, I'm a people's person. Like to talk to people, like to just show. It's like you get to meet me, and you get to know me. You be like, this guy, man, he is something else. But they love me. I like that. I like that type of energy. I want to give that energy off to most people. And I'll be like, let's have fun, let's talk, and stay in my character, stay in my lane, and just show mad peace, love, and just that's what I do. I'm like that. I tell
I have
you,
to
I'm
ask you because I'm
yeah.
learning how to, make sure I give back. You asked me about my weekend before we even came on, and I was like, I never heard how his weekend was, so I had to ask you before. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do better because look, I have to tell you this. one of our cousins came, and I was so like embarrassed, and I have to tell him. I was like, I didn't even offer him. He came to my house. I was like, I didn't even offer him anything to drink. I was like, that I know. I was like, oh, you're dumb girl. So I feel so bad. But yeah, yeah, like but it was like I had work on my mind, and it's like I can't do too many things at one time, y'all. But yeah, I'm trying to be more mindful. I'm really trying.
Said, you said I mean that's small, but
Not
look,
Steve.
you look,
Not so
but look, you
embarrassed.
acknowledged it. You acknowledged it. So now you do something to something
Yeah.
to change that. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know how that person feel. They like, I came to her house and she didn't give me
I
nothing to drink.
know.
She ain't offer me nothing. Don't let that beat you down though.
No, I'm gonna make it right. I'm gonna
Oh,
apologize. I'm definitely gonna apologize.
you know,
They
apologize.
might not even thought of it, but I think they did.
You know what I'm saying? Look,
Just
hey,
because
look.
I probably would. So
That's what we talk about. See, look, you notice, you acknowledge that, so you was like, I gotta fix that, and
yeah,
that's how it
we
is.
just so in the conversation, and then, yeah, I just saw it though. And, I need to be mindful. That's why I asked you the question. Like I was like, I know it's different, but we're gonna do it because you didn't tell me. And then once we're done with this, I might not hear from you until next time. And then time went on,
You
right?
ain't right, but I'm gonna tell you. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you something. You wasn't listening.
Oh, it was this weekend. What you were saying, everything that you said today,
You
right
wasn't
now.
listening. You caught, you busted. Oh, so you
No,
telling
I
me
was listening, but we said so much. No, I wasn't listening.
I ding ding ding. Yeah, you wasn't
But they
listening.
go to playback. Into the
Word
playback.
up. Listen.
I'm so hungry, y'all.
Oh, you hungry?
Yeah,
Ooh.
I'm so hungry.
But listen, this was something night. I think I'm because I do have some guests coming on in a couple of weeks before we go down to the family reunion, and I'm gonna do a part two with this because I do want to hear other people's point of view on brokenness. So I'm gonna do a part two of this. This is so we're gonna call this a part one, but we're gonna do part two before we head down to Delaware, and we're gonna do a part two of this because this is interesting. It's an interesting topic for people in relationships, in marriages, and we want to hear their views, but we want to help other people overcome this brokenness that they have in their life or in their relationships and marriages,
Can I say one
things
thing
like. Yeah,
before?
sure.
Okay, look, there was something I didn't say. The brokenness about us, if we know and recognize it, that's really being honest with ourselves. Like, I don't know if I said that, but that is truly being honest with yourself about what it is that you're broken on. And honestly, I always say, go into a quiet place and pray about it and ask for understanding. Like that whole asking is something, and because everybody's brokenness is so extreme, and we can hear horrific stories of people what they went through. I have heard so many different stories of tragedy, but I just feel like people need to still be in that place and just kind of reflection, to accept what it is that the world did you wrong, but forgive it. You know what I mean? Because that's truly what it is. You gotta learn to forgive it.
Yeah, that's big. The forgiving. You think about this. If you're in a relationship, right? Let's say people are in a relationship. You got to think about it. If your relationship is on rocks, it's like toxic. It's toxic. It's not a lot of love there. Um, just think about working on yourself and your healing process. Because if you deep in that relationship, you need to focus on healing, and focusing on your healing will help your relationship grow. And that's key. If you're not married and you're in a relationship, it's you got to do that because guess what? Like I said, ultimately you want to be happy, and happiness is work. It's not something that just happen like that. You got to work at that.
Yep.
You got to work at making people happy. That's supposed to be you know happy.
Yep.
Everybody's supposed to be happy, but some people do things that make you want to say, forget that. I ain't gonna deal with that person.
Yep.
Nah, I'm out of there.
I'm out.
Yeah, that dark hole. You ain't gonna pull me in that dark hole, that
Mm.
dark alleyway.
Deuces. Nope.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
But listen, we gonna wrap this up. But it was great. We're gonna do a part two, probably the end of this month. I do got some other people coming on, a couple of guests. So we love you guys. Make sure you share this topic to other people. We'll see you soon. T, don't leave yet.
Okay.
All right.